Chat. I am back. Okay, yeah, it was so dark. I am back with another video. This pretty much just could be a weekly trade recap, going over all my trades this week. Mainly focusing on what I could have done better. Because once again, I made some mistakes this week that I should have never made. And yeah, instead of just ignoring them and letting them happen, I'm gonna take action so that they do not ever happen again. I'm actually writing them down, so that I make sure of it. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. I've been spamming chapstick, by the way. That's why my lips might look a little weird. Well, not even chapstick, Aquaphor, because I just hopped on Accutane, so they're getting really dry. So that might be why they look a little off. But yeah. So first, let's go to Monday, the grumpiest day of the week. Monday, I don't think I took anything, but let's check to make sure there's nothing I should have taken. Coulda, shoulda, woulda, though. You know what I mean? Okay, Monday, boom. Is this right? Monday, yeah. Okay. Was this a bank holiday? What am I looking at? So it looks like we went up, edged these highs. Then we got a short. Is this actually a Monday? And then we got a short here. Yeah, I don't even know what I'm looking at. All I know is I didn't trade Monday, so I'm gonna just skip over Tuesday. Okay, so Tuesday, dude, I'm on Ethereum. Dude, are we actually serious? NQ 2025, NQM, NQZ, what is it? Is this it? This is not it. NQZ. Why am I on Ethereum, chat? Okay, so boom. Let's try that again. Let's go to Monday at 9 a.m. Okay, so yeah, Monday at 9 a.m. We went up. We edged this high right here, and we made relative equal highs with this high here. So I was never going to take a short. But we did inverse this 1 minute gap, got a short. If I took it, would have gone break even, but it's just not clean at all. So I wouldn't really take this. The only way I would have taken this is if we actually swept these highs to the left, but we did not. So yeah, I think that was like the only possible trade Monday. Do. Yeah, nothing else happened. So yeah, no trades Monday. Let's go to Tuesday, 9:30. Tuesday, I think I took a win. I can't even lie to you. Or was it Monday I got a win? Oh, wait, yeah. Wait, I'm hammered. I did take a win Monday. It was just like it was like a light sized win. Um, since the PA was weird. Okay, yeah. So I did actually take a win, but there's a good reason for that. With this low right here, we made equal lows right here. So very far apart, equal lows. Trending bearish, inverse this 1 minute gap. We made equal lows. We also had like pretty much low resistance liquidity as well. So my two favorite drawn liquidities right there. So I did take a light size short. It was a 30-second inverse off this momentum candle, 30 and 1 minute also, but 30-second inverse, good momentum. Break even was these equal lows, targeted 1-to-1. Boom. That's what I took. I risked light size since obviously PA wasn't the best, but I did think it was worth risking money on. So that was indeed a win. Then Tuesday was the best day. Tuesday was like the best trade I've seen in such a long time. I screen recorded and posted it. So boom. Look at all this liquidity we have above. We come down, sweep this hourly low to the left at 9:30 with a 9:30 juice swing. Right after we do that, we get bullish momentum up, inversing a 1 minute gap. Boom. This is my entry, stop loss here. Take profit is these perfect relative equal highs. Drawn liquidity was perfect. The inverse was good momentum, made an order block, swept out this hourly low. Everything was pretty good here. So yeah, made about 1R. My stop loss might have been smaller or something. Yeah, made about 1R in this. TP was relatively utilized. You could watch this trade. I recorded it. It's one of like the least emotional trades I've ever been in. But yeah, this was definitely the trade of the week. So yeah, that was all on Tuesday. And then this is where it all comes falling down. Wednesday and moon forward. I think it's either Wednesday or Thursday. So let's see Wednesday. Okay, so Wednesday we got a pattern trade long here. I don't think I took anything Wednesday. Yeah, nothing really Wednesday. There's this pattern trade long that I wouldn't take because there's an hourly low we failed to sweep. But yeah, that's about it for Wednesday. Let's check out Thursday because Thursday is when it actually went downhill. I honestly have no idea what I took Thursday, but I know I took something. Okay, so boom. Okay, so I wanted longs here. We had a nice data high. We had triple equal highs. The high time frame wasn't that obvious though. The high time frame we were just sort of like it looked like we were just rebalancing this range on the hourly since there's so many fair value gaps on this leg down. So it really didn't make sense to be bullish there, but yeah. What did I take? Did I not take anything? So Wednesday I took a loss, huh? What could I have possibly taken Wednesday? Wednesday at 9:30? Oh. I think I might know what I took. Oh my gosh. This looks so stupid. Looking at it right now, my trade actually looks so stupid. Wait, this is the right time, right? Yeah. Oh my gosh, it looks so dumb, dude. But during the time, I actually didn't think it was that bad. I thought it was worth risking because the RR was good and the draw liquidity was good. So I took a pre-market trade. We had a data high. We had low resistance liquidity like this. Bunch of both up trendline liquidity. And then boom, we also inverse the 15-minute gap over on this leg. So we inverse like a 15 and a 5-minute gap on this leg up. And then boom, right here, we rebounced down into a 15-minute gap, reacted off of it, got a 30-second inverse here. The only thing about this is that there's zero momentum. On pretty much every trade that I full size, there should be momentum. Here, there was zero momentum whatsoever. There was just a clean 30-second inverse. I thought it was worth risking. Like, look, it was like 4R. So yeah, this was my loss. What was it? Wednesday. At the time, I didn't think it was bad. I mean, data high, draw on liquidity, react on 15-minute gap. But yeah. But yeah, I think I should have just waited for the 1 minute to look cleaner or waited for like a higher time frame inverse because this is actually in my rules. Where is it? If there's no 1 minute gap at all, can't use 30-second. And I don't think there was a 1 minute gap. Yeah, there's literally no 1 minute gap. There's like a 1 minute volume in mouse, but no 1 minute gap. So shouldn't have taken that, especially pre-market, especially on the day of FOMC. So now that I think about it, I should have never even taken that. But yeah, that was my loss Wednesday. And then Friday was another pretty rough day. Let me go to it. And Friday, I had to add a new rule to my notes because of Friday. 2 new rules, actually, I think. Yeah. So Friday, I was bullish because we had equal highs here and we had new day opening gap, a very large one over here. But if you look at the hourly on Friday, where is it? Right here. Let me rewind a little so you see what I was dealing with. So this is the hourly on Friday. Chop, 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 chop. So nothing about this screams bullish whatsoever. Like We're not even like reacting off an hourly gap or anything. We're literally reacting off air. If anything, we're reacting off this gap to the downside. But, oh, there's a new day open a gap and it's pretty large. Oh, I think I'm bullish. That's actually really stupid. I mean, I can't even lie. If anything, I should have been bearish because with this chop happening, since we already went up, we should go back down now, right? But yeah, I saw a new day open a gap, saw equal highs that were a mile away. I saw no confirmation to it, but I thought that was the draw on liquidity still. And then, where are we at? Let's fast forward. Actually, no, let's just get out bar replay. So baby, it is love. And then we got a 3-minute inverse. So we had 930 juice swing down, swept this hourly low, made a bullish SMT with it, then got a bullish reaction out, and we got a clean and more or less clean. I mean, the gap wasn't like insanely clean, but we did get a 3-minute inverse. And the RR was there once again. I was just going to target equal highs. I mean, RR was actually mid now. Yeah, RR was there. It was like almost 2. The reason why this was like a free trade is because we closed the 3-minute inverse like right here, and we literally edged this high. So this should have 100% been at least a break-even trade. So I was like, okay, bet. But what I failed to do was actually move my stop loss to break even. That's pretty much my rule. Not 100% of the time, but most of the time. I should move break even at the first internal high, especially at a time like this where we're reacting bearishly out of an hourly gap, where we already ran this, where that high time frame is just so unclear. So I made 2 mistakes here and I added them to my rules. First things first, high time frame must be clear for full size. I wouldn't say I full size this. A full size would probably be like 700. But I risked a good 4, maybe even 500 on it. How much I lost? 400. I lost a good 400 on this. And if anything, this should have been like a 200 risk trade, but shouldn't have even been a trade in the first place. I mean, it could have been a trade, but definitely should have moved break even. And that's my other new rule. Move break even. Better to be safe than sorry. Because a lot of the time, I'm thinking, dude, but if this plays out and I get break even, I'm going to be so mad. But it's going to be worth it more often than not. More often than not, most of the plays I take don't go back to my break even that win. Because I usually wait for good high time frame alignment and good momentum. So, yeah, those are 2 new rules. Move break even, better safe than sorry. But once again, there is some exceptions. Like if there's really clean low resistance liquidity, if there's equal highs that were like right next to, in this case, I was like, we got equal highs way up here. I'm not moving break even. But bro, those equal highs are in Narnia. It'd be different if these were equal highs right here. Like we had like equal highs with this high. That'd be way different than those equal highs. But yeah, those are pretty much my 2 only exceptions nowadays for no break even. If there's low resistance liquidity that is insanely juicy, or 2, I mean, we sort of did have that. Like, we sort of had low resistance liquidity here, but it's not like that crazy of low resistance liquidity because usually you want like 3 trend line bounces right next to each other, but this third bounce is like way over here on this leg, you know what I mean? So, yeah, pretty much Friday. Should have looked at the hourly, saw we were reacting off an hourly gap. Saw we were reacting off an hourly gap and saw there's no reason to be bullish here. And should have just stayed out or even caught shorts. Or if I was for some reason bullish, which sure, sometimes my bias could just be wrong, but if some reason I was bullish and I took this 3-minute, I liked it, at least move break even, man. Like, come on. So I'm ending the week barely green because of Friday. I'm going to start taking Fridays with a grain of salt nowadays. I think it's not fully worth it to cut out Fridays entirely, but for now on, I'm de-risking Fridays. I'm putting that in my notes right now. I genuinely don't care. De-risk Fridays no more than 300. No more than $300 risk. Fridays are by far, it's actually insane, by far my worst trading day ever. Fridays just something in my head switches where I like forget how to trade and it's really bad. So I'm just gonna take Fridays with a grain of salt. The reason I don't cut them out completely is because if I just stop trading Fridays, then pretty much Thursday will be like the new Friday for me. So on Thursday, that's when I'll probably have the switch in my brain where I want to force a trade because like the weekend's tomorrow. I think that's how I think. Like I should take a trade since it's the weekend. I really don't know how my brain works. There's literally just something that switches in my brain where I forget how to trade on Fridays. So I'm just gonna take Fridays with a grain of salt. Even if it's A plus even if it's triple A plus, I've proved that I do not know how to trade Fridays. So I'm de-risking on whatever trade may come on Fridays from now on. So yeah, and during the summer, like June, July, when I got a nice payout, I literally like wouldn't even look at Fridays. That was some of my best trading ever. So yeah, yeah. Because the thing is, during the summer, I would have like a nice week like this, and then I'd actually keep my profit because I wouldn't look at Friday. But like on a week like this, I looked at Friday, then literally gave back all my profit from the week. Like there's zero reason to do that. So yeah, I mean it's better than being down this week. Still trade decent, but yeah, the plan is how much drawdown 1300. I'd say if there's like an A plus plus setup, next week's probably the last week I'm gonna take serious since like when we're around Christmas time, the charts are actually just shambles and there's not really any good trades. I'll still look, but I'll take it with a grain of salt. So yeah, next week, if there's nothing A plus plus, if there is something A plus plus, I'm gonna risk like six, seven, eight, nine, even full port the 1300 left if it's A plus plus, because that means it should at least be a break even trade, like 90% of the time be break even. So yeah, that's about it. Just want to go over my mistakes, really put these lessons to my head, and also make a YouTube video on it so I feel more obligated to actually listen to them. So once again, let's go over to my rules so that I do not completely forget how to trade next week. So boom, only 9, 30, 11. No Asia, pre-market allowed if data are good equals. I mean, there was a data, so I didn't really bring my rules, but entry has to be. Do I just cut out pre-market, Loki? Now just chill. Entry has to be an IFUG. Yes, if there's no 1 minute gap at all, can't use 30-second. Okay, nice, plain, simple. If there's no 1 minute gap, don't even bother looking at 30-second. Yeah, I need to put that in my brain because for some reason in my brain, I'm still thinking like, unless it's like insane setup, then I could use 30-second. But no, I shouldn't even think like that. It's not that deep. Even if there's a good trade with no 1 minute gap at a 30-second and it works, literally who cares? So that's how I need to think. There's no 1 minute gap at all. Don't use 30-second. Just wait for the A plus setup because it's really not going to be A plus plus if there's not even a 1 minute gap. So yeah, if PA is bad, don't trade. Wait to break out of the range. Yes, this is also sort of what I should have done yesterday because yesterday, the high time frame, we were just in a range. Should have waited for something to happen. Drawing liquidity should be LR. LR equals data should be insanely clean. Good momentum obvious. Yes. This is like usually correlates to my full size trades. Like my pre-market trade, it didn't have good momentum. The gap was obvious. Wasn't insanely clean. Drawing liquidity was good. So everything but good momentum, I guess. So yeah, just that pre-market trade shouldn't have taken. High time frame must be clear for full size. Yes. If on the hourly we're chopping like we were Friday, just size off. If there's nice equals, nice strong liquidity, clean play to like Asia, London, whatever it may be, obvious strong liquidity, then light size would be decent, but probably just better to stay hands off on high time frame. It's not clear. So yeah, move break even. Better safe than sorry. Yeah, I'd save myself from so many losses if I just move break even every time. and I barely take away from my wins when I move break even. So just move break even at first, internal high, internal low. De-risk Fridays, no more than, I'm lowering this, no more than 250. Yeah, Fridays are my worst days. So that's going to be it. So yeah, I'm just making this video to really get these rules into my brain so I could stop just laying around and breaking my rules and training like an idiot every week after week. This has been going on for too long. So let's get it. Yeah, last week's probably going to be the only decent trading week in December. I might back test the last like 2 weeks. Yeah, I might like back test the last like 2 weeks to see how they are, but I'm pretty sure last 2 weeks and like the first week of January is usually awful. So depending on what the results I get from backtesting are, I may or may not be trading the rest of December after next week. So yeah, that's gonna be it. Thanks for tuning in. Feel free to use these rules if you trade anything like me. If you're unprofitable, if you're a beginner, these are just like some good basic rules because you don't need to catch a trade every day. It's easier, it's better to just wait for that one A plus setup a week, full size on it, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for tuning in. Feel free to join the free Discord. The link is in my YouTube bio. And yeah, peace out. Thank you.